welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina. I'm a certified lash tech based in Toronto, Canada, and I like making lash extension videos. And today we are going to be doing a beginner's tip to a wispy hybrid set, but I find that a lot of the ones that I see on YouTube are cat eye. So today I wanted to really focus on a doll eye set. This girl is getting a refill. So obviously you can see that she still has a few lashes, but in terms of the style of this, we are going from 11 to 15. Obviously 15 is going to be in the center of the eye to give the doll eye effect, and then we're going to go back down to 11 on the outer corner. I actually go down to 12 rather than 11. I only use 11s in the inner corners because the inner corner lashes are always the most delicate. So that's also something to keep in mind. So this client had a hybrid wispy set before, but I did find that it was a tad bit too wispy, that it started to look a little bit like kind of like a classic look, just because when they started to fall out, there was a lot of gaps. So my goal today was so that when she has fallout, there's a little bit more density in this set so that she can have a good fallout and have like an even fallout. Right now I'm just applying the Eyelash Bonder. It is my favorite bonder to use. Code MAR10 for anything on the Eyelashes website or their app. You can get 10% off of any sale. You can get 10% off of any order that is over $20. I don't know why I had such a hard time saying that, but please take a look if you guys are interested. I also am using their lashes, so please take a look if you guys are interested. They have really good lash trays that I love, and all the products are available in my description. They are affiliate links, so whatever you guys choose from those links really help me kind of elevate this channel, because everything goes into this channel. But getting into this set, like I said before, wispy hybrid doll eye set. Now, the way that I tried to go about this set was, again, to keep it very wispy still, but to also add a little bit more density than before. I had the set before, which was a little bit too light, and although she did like it, I knew that she might want a little bit more density because she did ask me to go longer. So I thought maybe I should add a little bit of darkness, so I added some fans. And basically what I did was I just kind of sporadically added fans and spikes randomly, but to break it up I would also add in some classic lashes because it is a hybrid set. So sometimes what I do for wispy sets is I add in different lengths to give it some texture, but I didn't want to create too much texture because she's not looking for a textured set per se, but more of a wispy set. I feel like texture set is a lot more messier. The lengths change drastically when they're next to each other. So this one is more of just like a wispy set, so that's like adding spikes. The classic lashes also do help with adding in some of that wispiness that I was looking for. Although this is a very organized set, meaning that there's not a lot of jagged lines, it's a clean lash line. I still like to create the wispiness by adding different fans, and what I mean by that is I'll add in some narrow fans, I'll add in some really wide fans, and then I will also add in some spikes. So I add like different types of fans. Usually, let's say if I'm going for fluffy, most of them are wide fans. If I'm going for something a little bit dense and a little bit more choppy, I'll go for more narrow fans. So it's all about finding ways to elevate your look by trying different techniques, and this is what I found that works for me. In terms of this set and this client in particular, what I noticed and something I would change in the next time she comes back for a refill is that in her inner corners, I did realize that she doesn't have as many lashes that are close together, so they're not as dense. What can happen when you have a client that's like this, who has sparse lashes, is that it kind of throws the entire look off. Granted, this is a wispy set, so having a few gaps here and there, it's actually not too much of a bad thing. But when I looked at the final results, which if you stay tuned, you will see, I did noticed that it was lacking a little bit of darkness with the inner corners. So next time what I would do is probably not add as many spikes in and just kind of add more fans. This way it would close those gaps up. I also, you can see, used a taping method. There is an X, and that is to bring in the inner corner and outer corners. This just makes it easier for me to kind of really isolate those lashes. Something that you have to be really careful of though when using this taping method is not to pull too much. I've made the mistake of pulling the eyelid up way too much that it's not fully closed. If the if the eyelid is not fully closed, basically there is room for chemical burn, irritation, and redness. Now, some people just naturally have very sensitive eyes, so you're gonna get redness, but for me and with this client, I just made sure that, you know, because her lashes lay a little bit more flat than usual lashes, I did have to kind of elevate that lid so that I can properly isolate each lash and really get that application process pristine. Something else that I wanted to add as just like a little tip, when you are making fans and you really want it to fan out, sometimes I do find that the base of some lashes can get kind of stuck together, but eyelash lash trays are pretty good with not sticking together, like not having any adhesive that is stuck on the base of it. But either way, regardless, I still like to kind of brush on my finger. So you'll notice that every time I pick up to make a fan, I kind of brush that base against my finger. It just allows me to pinch it easier so that when I do pinch it, it fans out quite nicely, and then that adds that density and that kind of fluffy look that I want to add within the wispiness of this set. And I hope that makes sense. Also, something that I have been doing something that I've been implementing and doing more often is dipping my classic lash further into the glue ring so that when I go to apply it onto the lash, there's a lot of adhesive there that the natural lash can stick to. And then that way I've found for myself that the retention is a lot higher. Obviously, like hybrid and classic lashes are not going to last as long as a volume or mega volume. So I tried to find every way to increase the retention, and those are just some of the things that I've noticed helped with me. Other ways you can make sets wispy is not giving too much focus on directional placement. For me and the way I lash and my style, I do prefer having a clean lash line, meaning that I don't really like the textured wispiness part of it. But I have seen a lot of lash techs and some of my lash tech friends that when they create wispy sets, they have them crisscrossing or they're kind of leaning to one side, so it's not as organized. So that can create a lot of wispiness within the set, so that's something that you can try to implement if you are struggling with creating that wispiness. Something else that I've noticed is when you are trying to create a wispy set and those spikes aren't showing through quite as much as you want them to, and you just feel like this is just looking kind of like a normal hybrid set, usually that occurs when your client has a lot of lashes, so you can't see through the fans and it just all kind of combines into one dark lash line. Luckily for me, this client had she has a lot of lashes but not too many, so the wispiness really showed through. But the way you can counter this is add a few spikes next to each other and then make your fans very light. I wouldn't go anywhere past like a 5D or maybe like at most a 7D. But the thing is if you add fans that are very wide and thick, those spikes are just going to get lost and it's not going to give that nice airy look that you're trying to go for. Another little tip that I would recommend is to stick with 0.15 classic lashes. Anything above that, I do think, again, blends in with the set, making it look not as wispy. However, if you have 0.18, let's say, and you wanted to kind of spike up a few millimeters from the neighboring lashes, that can definitely add some wispiness to your set. So that's something that you can implement into your process and your techniques, because I have tried that before and it does work. It's just not something that I really go for. I do like to just add my spikes and my classic lashes and give a nice like wispiness to it. But the set turned out really airy. I really liked how it came out. and she loved it too. She actually really liked the fact that it was a lot darker, and by adding more fans, you're adding more darkness to the set. What ends up happening is that when you have more fans kind of throughout the eye, when other lashes start to fall out throughout the weeks, it's not going to look as gappy. I know that a lot of people don't like classic lashes for that reason, because when they start to fall out, you kind of look ridiculous. So that's something that I've kind of taken from my clients, really listen to what they said and why they hate that. So that's why when I'm doing any like hybrid volume or mega volume, I just add really wide fans so that it falls out and can cover gaps. Obviously, if you're going to do a classic set, that's like a whole different story. I think that with application, that then you can have a more even fallout. But again, it's all about technique and practice, so just keep practicing. Stay tuned for the very end to see the results. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope some of these tips helped. If you guys have a question, please let me know and I'll try to answer. I post every Sunday around 6:15. Give this video a thumbs up if you found that this was helpful in any way, and leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next week. If you are new here, I would love if you were to subscribe, and let me know if you guys want just like a relaxing time-lapse video, or if you like these tutorial talk over videos. Just let me know. Alright guys, bye!